All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. Mind your money, and recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Welcome to New Orleans, baby.
Welcome to New Orleans, baby.
New Orleans, baby. Welcome to New Orleans, baby.
Thanks for coming out. I'd like to share a few comments. This is my first year at the Saints. I know a lot of you are still getting to know me. I'm a pretty laid-back guy. I know how to keep my cool under pressure, and I think it's a really important quality of being a head coach of the NFL.
This is Teddy the other Teddy. My granddaddy has the bestest podcast ever.
And now, here he is, the king of all podcasting, Victor Del Giorno.
Of course, whenever you hear that music, Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon, Little Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon. That means it's Dan Q!
Dan Q's in the house.
Dan Q, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I refresh my memory, though? Why is that music? Why is that dance music?
Well, you
Cats
know
in the Cradle. I don't know if I've ever heard that story.
That's a very good question, Ted.
Yeah.
First of all, before we get started, I want to say we've got a blockbuster show if you want to talk sports. We're going to talk some baseball, we're going to talk Saints draft, we're going to talk all kinds of stuff about sports. So, guys, get your popcorn ready. So, this is the deal. First of all, there's one thing, that the three of us all have in common. And the three of us are the only three that have this in common. Okay? Did you get that, Dan?
Yes.
Okay. Here it is again, just in case you didn't know, Dan. Okay. All three of us have one thing in common, and that one thing in common is something.
Mustache?
That only no. I mean, how could that be a mustache?
Well, I don't have
a lot
one,
of people in
neither
the
do
world
you,
have
Dan.
mustaches. Lots of people.
And me and Ted.
Wrong, Dan.
Have
Mustaches.
You're wrong. And me and Ted don't. Try again.
Okay, let me explain this to you again for you ADT. Was it ADT? ADB? ADTYN people. Okay.
In the adult version.
There is one thing that the three of us have in common, that only the three of us have in common out of anybody in the world. Does anybody have any idea?
We're in the same room at the same time right now.
Okay, well, that would be true.
There's another thing.
With
headphones.
With
headphones.
That would be true as well. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. Okay? Nobody knows?
I don't know.
Knows?
I don't know.
Okay, here it is. In the fall of 1985, that was the day where the three of us you and I met Dan.
I know where you're going
Dan
now.
Q. We met Dan Q.
An old memory.
For the first time.
What a fateful day.
And Dan was just kind of briefly. He had been briefly in the New Orleans area from Long Island.
Yeah, that's
right.
And
we met him. And so that was the day that the three of us all got together. And that was 40 years ago today.
Jeez. What was the name of that pizza place?
Incredible.
Can we say?
Do
we remember?
No, we're not going to say.
We don't want to say. It's irrelevant. It's not there. It's not there anymore.
Well, no. Whether it's there or not is irrelevant. That's
irrelevant too.
They have never advertised on the program. So.
Can I say one thing? Can I?
Please do, Dan.
I had a policy at the restaurant of when people applied for a job, they had to look presentable. They had to look nice. They had to be dressed presentable. I have never seen anybody come in and apply for a job looking as bad as you.
That is true. At that time, I had applied for a job at his establishment. Yeah. But even though he says what he says, what's even more disturbing is that he hired me.
Yeah, and you were dressed on that day in 1985. You were dressed similar to what you're dressed right now.
Exactly. Changed a bit.
With the cut-off sleeves and shorts and tennis shoes.
Much sweatier.
Yeah, but he didn't have headphones on.
By the grace of God, I have made some changes, but one of those changes, that particular change, has not been made yet. So,
and he was hired, and he turned out to be an exemplary employee. Right? Was the best hire you ever made?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's move on. And we've drained that subject.
I love that word, exemplary.
Yeah, exemplary.
Exemplary. Okay. It's the frozen tundra. The Lambeau Field. We're coming on the 2025 NFL season. Yeah. Today, on All Over the Road New Orleans, we will discuss the 2025 Saints draft class with Ted Semper and our special guest sports director, Dan Q.
Thank you.
Hey, Victor Del Giorno, the King Ball Podcasting with my guest today, my co-host, Teddy. First of all, I want to say this. Teddy, I want to say that you do an exemplary job. I'm going to use that word a lot today.
Oh,
exemplary.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Putting these shows together, I want to thank you very much. Very
A
much.
lot of work, time, and effort goes into that. I'm sure
No.
you know.
And of course, Dan Q here is the guy that is not only very knowledgeable in the area of balls and sports with balls in it.
I don't know about that.
All the ball sports.
Yeah.
Maybe even a puck or two. A puck or two. And balls and all that stuff. And
Well,
so we're gonna be,
I've got opinions anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I know anything.
both Dan and we're taping this podcast on the 14th of May, 2025, the year of our Lord. And at this time, President Trump is meeting with some Arabs. And, of course, Dan and Ted don't like that.
Nope. Not too much. I mean, there's parts of it I don't like.
But I regress. We'll get back to that later.
Yeah. And
All
you know
right.
what? You never did answer the question.
we have to?
Maybe we should just move on.
What, about the plane?
About the song.
Oh, what song?
Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, Cats in the
Why
Cradle.
is that dance song?
Okay, well, that's interesting that you should say that, Teddy.
But we don't have to talk about it. We can just
we'll,
move on.
We will talk about that. Dan, would you like to say
What was his last name? It's Frank. What was
Frank? Oh, jeez, you're killing me now.
Okay, yeah, Faust. Yeah,
Faust.
that's
Frank
right.
Faust.
Who's
Frank Faust. I used to have him play on Wednesday nights at the restaurant. And,
Yeah, Frank Faust.
And Vic came in one day, and Frank was doing Cats in the Cradle, and Vic belted out a great version with him. And
No, I just grabbed the mic. I grabbed the mic.
Grabbed the
from him.
mic, and Frank's just looking like, "Who is this guy?" And
Yeah.
like,
I'm the guy. I was the guy that sat at the counter.
Vic would never miss an opportunity like that. No way.
it was quite a version.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I
I
know.
was the guy that sat at the counter. You always got one of those guys when you own a proprietorship. You got the guy that sits at the counter, some big fat slob, and
Who
like
wants
me,
a job?
like me, that wants a job and
Needs a
he's got holes in his shirts and nose growing out of his hair and all that neat stuff.
Yeah. Those are the past days. Here we are today. Like you said, May 14th, talking sports.
Let's get to the crux of this.
Cradle in the silver spoon.
It's a classic.
Just
like Dan.
The wife and I have been watching American Idol, and it's down to the finale that's coming on Sunday
really?
night. I know, Dan.
I know
Dan's
you
rolling
love-
his
you
eyes.
love that stuff. I
And
know.
every time someone sings a song, one of the judges, of course, they got Carrie Underwood this year, along with Lionel and Luke Bryan.
What happened to Katy Perry? She's
Gone.
off.
She's gone.
I haven't watched it in a while.
And they're
So.
paying Underwood half of what they were paying her.
Oh, yeah.
Literally half, which is ridiculous.
So
'Cause
budget-
Carrie Underwood
well, they
is-
probably had a
I
budget
would
cut.
consider Carrie Underwood way better than
Yeah.
than
Oh,
Katy
sure.
Perry, in my opinion. So they're always talking about, you did really good. We love it. You really made that song your own.
Yeah.
You know how to make that song your own. They could sing like, Cats in the Cradle, for instance, by Harry Chapin and make it sound different, So they say make it your own. So the other day I was, just singing some songs in my head. And one of the songs that I think I could really make my own was the Bee Gees' I Started a Joke.
I love that song.
Okay?
I had the single when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes, but I have a different version. It goes a little something like
Well,
this.
you're gonna make
here
it
we go.
your
I'm gonna
own.
do a cappella. I'm going to make it my own. Okay?
I love
goes like
it.
this.
Go ahead.
All right? I started a joke that had the whole world laughing.
Yeah.
Balls, said the queen. If I had to, I'd be king. The king laughed, not because he wanted to, because the king actually had to.
He had to.
There you go. So it's, I started a joke and it ends up with a joke.
You owned it.
that.
You owned it. Yeah.
I made that song my own there.
You did.
Will this hurt your feelings if I tell
Dan-
you I
you know,
like the
Dan
original?
is-
I like the
Dan is
original.
not impressed.
You don't like my Gibb impression?
I like the original better. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay, Dan. So Dan has been doing quite a bit of study, and I assume you have not, Ted, and that's okay.
That's a very good
Okay,
assumption on your
that's
part.
okay. We're going to bounce some stuff off you, and you tell us what you think.
I'll interject with dumb sports questions because I know you guys will be highly insulted by all my questions. But
Dan is joking.
nevertheless,
Dan, you okay?
I speak on behalf of the, sports like sideline observer. You know what I mean? Who maybe wants to know why is that happening, or why didn't they do this or that? Okay.
Very well said.
Thank you.
Very well said.
Thank you very much.
Are you okay? Do you want a little sip of water, Dan?
No, I did.
You want another Topo Chico, Dan?
didn't like the Topo
We had a
Chico.
Topo Chico in the green room for Dan. I think
it was the lime, and I wasted a Topo
lime.
Chico.
Okay.
Everybody, I wasted a Topo Chico.
Hey, so do me a favor and put the fan on over there. It's a little gamey in here, don't you think? Is it a little gamey or is it me? Okay, never mind. I'll do it. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, do it. Get up. Stretch.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't take very long. We didn't have to fill very much.
great
Okay, we were gonna
Nice
have
talking to you, Dan. Back to you, Vic.
We were going to thank you.
Yeah.
We were going to have a
By the way, that
special
was
guest.
a great
former-
Beetlejuice
we were-
reference. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
We were going to have a special guest by the name of Josh Hill, former tight end with the New Orleans Saints.
Oh,
He's a
that's
dear
your
of mine.
friend.
Yes, and
He's
I
your
asked him
close
if he,
personal friend.
Yeah, and
He's
the
been on the
family-
show
Maybe
before.
not.
He's been on the show.
He's been
before.
on the show, but we had to hijack him to get on the show.
That's true.
The
Yeah,
first
we did.
time.
Yeah.
So when I sent him a text message about coming on, just 5 minutes, we're gonna be doing a little thing.
Yeah.
He gave me also the text was had a nice eloquent text. Maybe
Yeah, it's very professional,
a
I'm
couple
sure.
inches deep, maybe
Yeah.
a couple inches deep.
Okay.
And he came back with an emphatic capital and capital no, and that was it. I mean, it was really, I would say, the most cut and dry answer I had ever received.
What's his problem?
So let me ask you this. So
Wait, didn't we just see him somewhere?
Well, you know what the problem is now?
We just saw him. Where? At the Super Bowl breakfast.
Yes, but let me tell you this now.
How
he
good of
works
a
for the Saints
friend.
now. He works for the Saints now.
Oh, really?
So that's why.
Oh, okay.
What's he doing with the Saints?
He's in
not
scouting.
on the-
he's in the
he's
scouting
scouting.
department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Good
Well,
for him.
Yeah, so
What
that's
does that mean?
probably why.
You can't do podcasts?
No, no, they have they really do have a strict rule over there about this kind of stuff. I mean, because we're like the stepchilds of media. When you
Yeah.
about podcasts. Okay.
Well,
Now we're going to get into the draft class. Before we do, I think it's just intriguing to find out what does Vegas think as far as odds on Aaron Rodgers, where he's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I don't know if you know this or not, Ted.
Well, I do actually because is he pretty much a free agent?
Yes,
he's
he's
a-
pretty
Yes,
much
okay.
a free agent.
Well, he was with the Jets for 2 seasons, but he hardly 2 seasons or one.
Yes,
He's
two.
well one.
He hardly played.
Well,
he was
the first
injured.
season he got hurt. The first game he got hurt.
And obviously, the Saints need someone at that position.
Yes.
So
they do.
I think a lot of people locally would be all in favor of that.
Okay,
I think, but I don't know what Las Vegas says.
Actually, anything I've seen on Instagram, the fans are not for it.
Oh,
They're
really?
absolutely
I
against
am
it.
not.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not?
Ed, well, I
Just for
think,
1 year?
I am
One
not.
season, 1 year contract?
He's a pain in the ass.
Okay, well, my feeling is this. He is. He very much is. He very much is.
Yeah. Did y'all see the Netflix documentary?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a cosmic.
he's an
kinda-
interesting guy.
He's a cosmic kooky fella.
Yeah, he is.
But this is, I think, of course, I have opinion what I think they're going to do, and we both discussed this in the green room. I think they're going to go with Shuck, their number 40 pick, the rookie. They're going to put him right in there. I think that's what they're going to do, based on what I see so far.
Yeah, well, he wants his guy.
Yeah, and they got 4 quarterbacks in camp. All right, so I think that is basically probably is what is going to happen. All right, but it's interestingly enough, today the NFL schedule was supposed to come out, and there was some talk about the Steelers not getting national games because there's a big question mark of whether or not who's going to play quarterback, and they're presumably it would be Aaron Rodgers. But this is nobody. Know who knows everything. We all know this is Las Vegas, Nevada.
No, they know everything. How do they do it?
Well, I don't know how they do it, but after all, the NFL is entertainment. And, when you go to a movie, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and that's predetermined. I'm not saying that's what the NFL is, but it is entertainment. Okay, so Vegas has a good grip on the entertainment that comes with balls and pucks and all that kind of stuff. All right, so this is Vegas's odds on what team Aaron Rodgers is going to go to. Can you guys guess what the number one, the best, the chalk horse?
It's not the Steelers.
Well, I would
not
say
the Steelers.
it's not. I was going to say
Not
the
the
Steelers.
Steelers.
It's not the Saints.
It's the New York Football Giants.
Oh,
Giants.
The New York Football Giants are minus 130.
Minus 130.
I don't see it.
Explain that.
I mean, they drafted Jackson Dart. They've got Russell Wilson. They went out.
Well, they're in the same kind of. Well, they got Russell Wilson too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, explain to Teddy what plus or minus 130 means. Tell him.
Well, I mean, you have to bet $100
To win 30.
To win.
Oh.
No, to win.
130.
Yeah, to win 130.
Yeah,
Yeah,
130.
Yeah, so you bet the $100.
So that bet on him going to the Giants, $100.
Wins you 130.
Okay.
Okay, so you win $30.
Get to
Yeah.
the crux of it. Where's the Saints?
Okay. All right. Okay.
So Giants are number one.
Number one. What do you think number two is? The number two team. They're plus 250.
It's not the Steelers?
Okay, so you bet $10. or $100 to win $350. You bet $10 to win $35. So it's plus $250. Who do you think?
It's not the Steelers, Saints?
It's not the Steelers.
It's not the Steelers. You said not the Saints?
It's not the Saints. And it's not the Steelers.
we do by process of
Okay,
elimination.
well, we're trying to figure this. Jets.
The autumn wind is a Raider.
I was going to say Raiders.
The Raiders.
But then I was thinking, wait, don't they have an established quarterback already?
No.
Well, no, they don't have one.
They have Aiden
Okay, well,
O'Connell.
They have O'Connell, and of course, and now Tom Brady is a little part of the decision making over there. And,
really?
And Brady and Aaron Rodgers are buds. Okay,
Wait, Brady, he's doing Fox Sports.
he is.
Why would he have something to say?
He's a
Because he's a
very
part owner.
small.
He's a part owner of the Raiders?
Yeah, he's a small owner.
Okay, I did not
He can't
know
do
that.
any. He can't broadcast any Raider games.
Really?
No, he can't do any Raider games. Okay.
Well, that makes sense. Okay, so
And Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's dead. God rest his soul. Let the man
Yeah,
sleep.
but they just approved it.
They did?
Yeah.
Did they, Danny?
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
just
know it.
yesterday.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We should be talking about
God.
this. That's but
When
he
did
is,
this happen? Yesterday?
it was just yesterday.
Him
I saw it.
and Joe Jackson.
And
Oh,
Trump.
Joe Jackson, especially.
Yeah,
Well,
Joe,
both of them, especially.
yeah, exactly. But
Pete Rose is a bum.
Well, let me tell you, I knew Pete
I don't
Rose
wanna-
personally, and he was a prick, but he was a great baseball
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
I knew him personally.
Well, Trump sent out some
Personally.
kind of tweet, or what I say tweet, that's a little old, but a post on that and got their attention. And
Who, Trump did?
yeah, he had something to do with it, like an influence.
I think Trump picked the Pope, actually. I think he picked the Pope.
He probably turned it down. Then he said, "Take the guy from Chicago."
Okay, so that's number two. Who do you think's
Well,
third
that's
in line?
interesting.
Third in line is
That's got to be the Steelers. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That is
I would
absolutely
say
that is
by now you
absolutely
got to be
correct.
Steelers. What do you think,
That is
Dan?
correct.
Was it good?
Very good.
Good,
Yeah, Steelers.
and then fourth would be who? Dan?
Now, if you're betting Steelers, you got to bet $10 to win $55. Okay, they're plus 450. All right.
Okay.
Now, the number 4 team is a team that is in the NFL or the NFC North. What team would you think that would be? The NFC North.
Well, you know it's not Green Bay. He's never going back to Green Bay.
No, they just lost their quarterback.
Really?
Yes, to free agency.
Oh,
Sam Darnold.
but I still don't see that happening.
Oh, Lions?
No, the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings.
The Vikings.
What am I
Minnesota
talking
Vikings.
Yeah.
All right, and now you would think fifth would be the Saints.
Well, yeah.
What'd you think? The top 5 Saints?
We thought the Saints were first.
Okay, well, the Saints, the fifth team,
Yeah.
as far as Vegas is concerned, where Aaron Rodgers could land this year if he plays, and there's a chance he may not play. And another thing is, too, whoever signs him, he's not going to go to any mini camps. Right. He's going to show up. His deal is going to be, I show up for training camp. He's not going to no voluntary, involuntary. He's not doing any of that.
He's not trying out for the team.
Been doing it for 20 years. I don't think he needs to do that.
Right.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
the number 5 team is plus 1,200. Okay,
Whoa.
so you bet $10, you win 130. You bet $100, you win 1,300.
Okay.
Okay, you got any wild guess? It's not the Saints.
That's a Saints.
It's not the Saints. They didn't even make the list.
Wait, so the Saints have
Saints didn't even make the list.
So my next guess would be the Bears.
No, the Bears got a new young franchise quarterback.
Okay, erase that.
Seattle.
I don't know.
Good guess. Good guess. Good guess. But no, AFC team. AFC Central.
AFC.
Central. Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts.
There you go. See,
Because they've got that guy Richardson
Yeah.
who can't complete a 10-yard pass.
I know.
He can throw the ball from one end of the stadium to the other, but throw the ball 10 yards, he can't hit you.
Yeah. So what's going to keep Rodgers from playing? Like, why would he not play?
Well, I
because
think
of a
he
money
wants
He doesn't get the
issue,
deal.
maybe?
If he doesn't get the
He
deal
wants
that
to
he
get the
wants.
deal.
What's
He wants
the
to- he
deal?
wants-
And
yeah.
how old is he now?
He's 40.
40?
He's 40, an even 40, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, Brady played till 45. Breeze played till 42. He's got a year or two in him if he
Yeah.
wants to play. He's in the right. He's got to be in the right situation. To be able to protect
I'd love to see him come here.
Yeah.
Not
I
so
think
much you, Vic.
My problem is I don't know if the Saints with their current quarterback room can be competitive. That's all. I mean, you want to have a competitive.
They're not going to
team.
go after Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think they are either.
No.
I don't think they are. But I
But
think
didn't, okay, so
I
Carr.
thought it was very interesting to talk about. Don't
very
you?
interesting. And so tying this into Carr retiring, I've never seen a quarterback retire with so little fanfare. I mean, now you guys pay closer attention to it than
Well,
me.
the
but
national media is all over it.
Are they? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
well, maybe it's just me.
Yeah, they were all over it.
But didn't he free up a bunch of money?
He did.
So
He could have been a dick
they
about
They
it.
could use that to sign.
Oh,
a
they
Rodgers.
got the money.
So they got the money.
They got the money.
They've been having money.
Yeah, they got the money.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
So it's whether they want him or not, or he wants to come here.
That's right. He just wants to be in the right situation.
Kellen
I don't know
Moore's-
if the Saints have enough around him.
Kellen Moore's
Yeah.
not going to start off his
No.
tenure with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback.
That's a very good point, Dan, and that's why we're here. You're here. We're going to get into the draft class in just a minute when All Over the Road, the podcast continues. A quick break. We'll be right back.
Yes, I have a shoulder injury, despite what ESPN says. And I've been dealing with this, and I've been dealing with people lying about me. I've been dealing with them saying this and that. And I'm like, Lord, why do I have to continue to deal with this nonsense? Like, what is going on? And I say that to preface with, you never know what someone's really going through.
The election's over. Yes, it is. The election's over. A lot of people were freaking out because the election. What do I do with my money? How do I invest? You know, the stock market was going crazy the whole time. Gold up to $2,800 an ounce. So now that the election is over, what are you thinking? You're thinking, well, everything's cool now. I don't need gold. Oh, no, not so fast, my friend.
Hang on.
Not so fast, my friend. Do you know gold is the only real money? Do you know gold is your only protection against a monetary collapse, like the dollar just going bye-bye? Listen, we're not out of the woods yet. This is a very, very anything can happen world. So what do? How do you protect your money? Well, you get something tangible, Ted. You don't sock your money in the bank. You don't sock your money in the sock. You put it into something hard, and that's gold. And the people at Coin Trader Inc. can help you. All you got to do is call them, tell them the King of All Podcasting sent you. Guess what? They're going to give you some free silver. Ooh, absolutely free. They call it minding your money. Look, they've been in business for over 30 years. They're the best in the business. They sponsor this podcast. Give them a call. Coin Trader Inc. Mind your money. And tell them the King of All Podcasting sent you.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle, Texas.
Victor D, talk to me.
Welcome back with Dan Q and Ted Semper. It's the King of All Podcasting, Victor Del Giorno. It's our Saints draft and preseason review.
It's an annual show.
And this is where we're going to make our picks on what the record will be.
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
already?
Yes,
Yeah, we
today.
We can't even wait till the preseason till we should.
Yeah, we should. Well, you know, I don't know if you want.
Well, we'll do this. We'll do it now.
We'll do it now,
and then we'll be able to correct it or
That's right.
modify closer to the season.
I like the
I suppose.
like the word
and I know
modify.
last year none of us were even close.
Right.
No,
Right?
no.
If I
Who
recall.
could have thought? No, you're correct.
I think.
You're
And
correct.
Dan came in here today, a year later. He hasn't been here in a year, right? Have you been here in a year?
Well, whenever that last.
The last show, but he's like, it's all different in here. What's going on? Everything's moved around. What am I supposed to say?
Who was our second round pick again?
I don't like it.
Do you remember, Dan, our second round pick?
Second round pick is Shug.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the quarterback. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here's the draft class.
What kind of pronunciation is that, though?
Shuck. It's Shug. Is it
Shuck.
Shug or Shuck?
I think it's Shug.
It's Shug. Because, you know, you can
I
always
thought
see.
it was Shuck.
You can always do like shucking oysters.
Yeah,
Shug
but
is-
that would fit in well.
Shucking.
That would fit in well with the culture.
The mother shucking
But that's not his name.
Do you hear the guy? He hit a pothole the other day and blew a tire.
Yes.
He's like, "Welcome to New Orleans,
Yes,
my man."
he already
Well,
lost a
that's-
tire.
That's going to happen. What you have to do is you have to memorize where they are.
Where they are, exactly.
That's what you do.
Because it'll be there the next time, and the time after that you pass
Exactly
by.
what
that
I said. You
street.
just got to know where they are.
I
It's
can
kinda
tell you
like
where all the potholes are in Lakeview.
landmines.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can tell you every one of them here in the Lakeview where the Lovely Studios are, the Coin Trader Studios.
Yeah.
Okay, our number one pick, with of course, is this big, massive man, 6'5", 315 pound, 21 years old, out of Texas, Kelvin Banks Jr.
Yeah.
Now, I liked that pick. I did, because you got to build the O-line, no?
Well, they can't pick linemen. I mean, that's 4 years. 4 years out of 5 years. The first pick was an offensive lineman. You got to get some impact players.
Log was good. They got him last year.
Yeah,
he was a good pick.
He's good.
But I agree with you with the rest of it. I do.
You know, I just think little imagination would help.
What would you have liked to see there?
Javon Walker out of Georgia, the linebacker. I mean, we need impact players. But I mean, I'll go with it. I'll see if he can protect the line, if he can protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
And come in and do a good job, then it's a good pick.
At Texas, he did not give up a single sack.
That's
all
what I
season.
heard.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something.
I watched some film on it. It looked all right. I mean, it looked good. But Texas, they were good. So, you know, and well, the thing is, you know, his line coach is our line coach now. So we knew him.
Yeah.
The Texas line coach.
Yeah, that's right. Can't remember the guy's
He's
name.
with the Saints.
Yeah, but I will say this to you, Dan. I mean, with a lineman like that, it's all about footwork. And you, of all people, I know you very well that you do have a foot fetish, so you should very much pay attention to the man's feet.
I like a man with good footwork.
So any of the offensive line from last year will be back this year?
Yes.
All of them.
Yeah, it's just
because
about
they were
all of them.
terrible.
And then they got back.
I mean, why would they come back?
Well, then they got back the boy, the LSU boy, the Brother Martin boy, Clapp.
Yeah.
Clapp came
Tommy
back.
Clapp. I mean, he's
all right.
He's a backup,
but he can play all the positions. He can play guard, center.
I mean, really, I think that's why Carr got injured.
And of course, the second pick was the quarterback out of Louisville.
Lack of a offensive
Dan, what do you think of our second round pick, the number 40th pick overall, who looks like he's going to be our starting quarterback?
Well, I like it. I mean, I've watched a lot of tape on him. He's got some good things that he does. He's got a quick release. He's big. He's tall.
For a change.
You have to be tall.
For a change.
Yes.
You know what?
Unless you're Drew Brees.
Jameis Winston's name's getting kicked around for the Saints.
I've heard that.
What did you think of that?
Well, if you bring him in as a backup.
Right. So you would think you would bring him as a starter, you'd put him in? Okay.
I would not bring Jameis
I tend to agree with
as a
that.
starter.
I think you made a really good point about Kellen Moore, his being his first NFL head coaching. He wants his guy.
He wants his guy.
I mean, I understand. This is what I hear, that was the guy they wanted all along.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
That's what they always say. Let's start off on a good note, positive note. He wanted me. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah,
I like the pick. I mean, there's a lot of criticism about it, but I looked it over. But you keep going because I have my favorite pick coming up.
I have my favorite pick. I bet it's the same guy.
I bet it is.
It's the same guy.
I bet it is.
Okay. Now, I will say this about Shedeur Sanders. All right. When I watched him play in college, he was very accurate. But the thing about Sanders is he does not have Deion speed. Okay, he does not have Deion speed.
But he doesn't just take off the second he gets in trouble.
He's a pocket
because he knows
passer.
he doesn't have the speed.
That's right. He's a pocket passer.
I like that about him.
I like that about him too. But once again, I think what would have turned me off if I were in the Saints draft room on Sanders, and rightfully so, is I'm sick and tired of having a Saints quarterback that's barely 6 feet, 6'1".
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to see over the freaking line.
Well, you had one that was barely 6 feet, 6'1", and took us to the Super Bowl and won.
I know.
Well, he's an exception. There's no doubt.
And
There's no doubt.
He's won in million.
He threw from his tippy toes.
Yeah,
he did.
He did.
Yes, he did. And that's an unusual way.
Yeah.
I mean, unusual way.
There's no doubt there were some that Russell Wilson's 5'11". I mean,
okay, now let me say this to you too.
Great careers.
Okay, I watched a really good bit of the NFL Combine in Indianapolis, especially the quarterbacks, and Jackson Dart threw. Okay, and Shug, whatever Sugar Shane, whatever
Shug.
He had by far the best combine. He had by far the best arm. He had by far the best accuracy. He was head and shoulders the best quarterback.
You know, he's pretty fast.
And he's 27.
Yeah, he's 26. Yeah, he will be 27. He'll be 27 in
September. So now here's a guy. He's not like playing a 21-year-old guy that played.
And I think that went into the decision to draft him is that they wanted somebody that could come in. Look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix played 5 years in college.
Right. That's the trend now. They want guys that have played a lot of football in college.
Yeah.
They don't want a guy that started just one season.
Only problem about Shug, and I need to mention it because all your listeners out there will be, how come you didn't mention it? He's had some injuries. He's had 2 collarbones and a broken leg.
Yeah, he has.
So I don't know if he's got bad bones or it's just one of those things, but he seems healthy now.
Well, of course, he's got to pass a physical, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I think he's healthy now.
So, okay, now we're getting to our favorite, getting close to who our favorite pick is, and I think, Dan, you and I have the same guy. Where's my list here? Wait, hold on. What did I do with the damn thing? Oh, here it is.
Yes? Yeah. Where's that list?
Okay. The number 3rd pick, okay, that the Saints picked is, Vernon Broughton, the defensive tackle. What'd you think of him at that spot? I mean, that was number 71.
Yeah. I'm a little weary of it, actually. He doesn't have a lot of sacks. He's had a lot of tags. He played every game last year, but that was the only season he's ever started because Texas was so deep at linemen. My son who went to UT said one thing about Texas, you did not run the ball against them last year. So,
how big is he? He's a big guy.
He's a big guy.
He's like way over 300 pounds, huh?
Yes, he's over 300 pounds.
And he's another Texas guy.
Yes.
The other Texas guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you were concentrating.
I was trying to figure out my list here. What's going on with this?
So
damn thing?
Aaron said that you did not run against Texas last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
really.
I didn't watch a lot of Texas football, but
all right, now the next pick that they had, the number 3 pick was a pick that I loved, but he wasn't my favorite yet. He was your favorite, Sanker?
Giorno Sanka is my favorite pick from
It's a
the
good
draft.
pick. That was I liked that pick a lot.
And there's a couple of reasons why. One is he can really hit.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. I think Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley went for. They said, they looked at the films and they said, this team can't tackle. You know? We got to get some people who can tackle. This guy can tackle. He led the ACC, not Virginia. He led the ACC in tackles 2 years in a row.
Yep.
He was the captain of the team. Yep. He was all ACC 2 years in a row. I mean, I think he's perfect. I mean, we need safeties who can tackle. You know, no offense to Tyrann Mathieu, who I like. You know, he's a great defensive mind, but his tackling is not there anymore.
No, and Sanker's a lot bigger than
and he's bigger. He's bigger. Sanker is perfect size for a safety.
Yeah, he's 6'1",
6'1",
210,
215. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
what he
perfect
is.
size.
Well, Matthew is coming back, right?
He's coming back.
Yeah, but they need safeties.
That was a good pick. I really like that pick a lot. Because that was your favorite pick?
That's my favorite pick.
What about that guy Apple? Is he gone?
Oh, he's
long gone.
He's
long gone.
Yeah.
I think they ran him out of town on a rail. Can you still do that, Vic?
Yes, you can. And you can tar and feather as well.
Tar and feather too?
Tar and feather as well.
Wow.
Yes, you can. It's very acceptable in these times.
I didn't realize that.
All right, the number 4 pick, which was the number 112th pick overall, was a guy that I absolutely love.
Well, it's 1A. Yeah, is that your guy?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 1A and 1B.
Linebacker.
1A and B.
Danny Stutzman.
Yeah.
That guy is a stud.
He can tackle.
You can tell you like him just the way you say his name.
Dude,
but you know, that goes back to what I said. These guys can tackle.
Yeah.
When you watch him in college, Danny Stutzman, man, he can. He's.
Well, here's the difference. In college, they have practices where they tackle people.
Yeah.
And they bring them to the ground. In the NFL, they don't tackle anybody in practice.
Yeah, I know.
There's very little.
Well,
of
shouldn't
that.
they know how to tackle by the time they make it to the NFL?
Just so many missed tackles last year, just olays and all that, and I love Danny Stutzman. I think that was a good pick.
Okay, well, look at Danny Stutzman's size. 6'3", 233, linebacker, tough as nails. He can cover.
Captain.
Yeah, that was a tremendous pick for the Saints.
I liked it.
I liked it a whole lot.
And what round was that?
That was round 4. He was
Round,
112 overall. All right. Now the next pick, we had a bunch of picks in there. We had at round 4 at 131. We picked Quincy Riley, quarterback out of Louisville. Cornerback.
Yeah.
So he's a defensive. Riley, Quincy. Dan,
By the way,
about Quincy.
Yeah, hold on. Can I go back for one second?
Sure.
On watching film on Jonas Sanker, one of his best games that I saw when they were showing a bunch of, and they're obviously highlights, so you don't see the bad plays, but his best game was against Shug, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He terrorized Louisville in that game. It was great. I was like, yes. Anyway.
Well, speaking of Louisville, the next pick.
Yeah, another one.
Well,
Quincy
speaking of
Riley.
highlights, did you see they kept showing the replays or highlight of Shug?
Yeah.
Did you see where he missed they were just practicing and he missed it, and it was all over social media. Like, do you really want a guy like this?
I saw that.
I mean, that's just unfair. It's unfair.
But I was wondering if that was a joke. I mean, he missed the guy by like 20 feet.
Yeah, he missed it by a lot. And you go,
I didn't.
what?
I didn't pay any attention. I did see it.
Yeah,
I did
but
not
just
see
to
that.
do that is very unfair by whoever started it.
Where did you see that, Dan? On the news?
No.
It was like on social media.
It was going around.
Where I saw it.
A guy at work showed it to me, and I'm like, I don't believe it.
And I saw it a lot. You know what I mean? It was out there a lot.
I'm
anyway.
Well, he threw for 63% in college, so I mean, he's not. That's not groundbreaking, but it's certainly not terrible.
Well, I'm not all over the socialist media like the two of you, so I did not see that.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, socialist media is in Russia, Vic.
Well, did you see the
also
latest
here.
post about the quarterback? Now, the quarterback Saints, that the smoke is still coming out of the chimney of the Superdome.
I see.
They picked
Is it
a.
black smoke or is it white smoke? Is it black or white?
It's black. So
So they have not picked a head coach yet.
It's
No,
not,
you know what that means? That means we're going to have a black quarterback. That's what that means.
Could be, yeah. I mean, it's
That's
very
exactly
possible.
what that means. See, the black smoke means black quarterback,
And
white
then
smoke means white
Jameis.
quarterback.
And then I heard today that the real Pope, the new Pope, is part black.
He is.
I also,
You
he also
heard that?
He's
his
Creole.
grandparents.
No, he is Creole.
Listen, his grandparents were from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His great
All
grandmother
kinds of
got
connections.
baptized at St.
That's
Louis
right.
Cathedral.
And he
Is that right?
confesses to be a Saints fan. He
No,
does.
I heard
Absolutely.
he's
No,
a
he's
He's
Bears
not a
fan.
Bears fan.
He is, the Pope is a Saints fan.
The
I
new
promise
Pope.
you. The new Pope is a
Yeah.
Saints fan.
Not a Bears fan.
No, he's not a Bears fan. That's out there. He's a Bears fan. He's not a Bears fan.
Not
He's a
Bears.
Well, it
Saints
was
fan.
out there that he was a Cubs fan. It turns out
he
he's,
could be a Cubs
he's a
fan.
white. Well, he's not. He's a
Southsider.
White Sox fan now.
He's a
That's true,
Southsider.
But it was out there that he was Cubs fan.
You're right.
And then they said, no, his brother cleared that up.
Yes.
It said,
And his
no,
brother-
my brother's always been a White
And his
Sox
brother said he's not a Bears fan. He's a Saints fan.
Okay, I didn't see
Absolutely.
that. Okay.
Absolutely. I'm absolutely positive.
That should
about
help, huh?
Yes. Let's talk a little
More
bit about
significance to that smoke, though.
Quincy. Yeah, that's the smoke. Let's talk about Quincy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Quincy, I saw him in the combine too. He runs very fast.
Yeah.
He's very fast. He's a corner. He's 5'11", 195, which is decent
Perfect.
size.
That's
decent size for a
corners.
corner.
That's
Yeah.
what they are.
And he's 23 years old. So he played a little football. He's not like one of these 21, 20, 21, 22-year-olds. And I kind of like that pick. I really did. At that point, I mean, look, you're at that point, you're picking 131, you know. Now, the next pick, the 6th-round pick, that Devin Neal, the running back from Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know too much about him.
He's good.
Okay.
He's got 1,000 yards 3 years in a row.
Oh, really?
He catches the ball. He's got good size. He's one of those kind of like 5'11", 210. Or what do you have?
Let me see what I got on Neal. Let's see. Neal, he's 5'11", 213.
213.
Yeah.
When I was watching him, the thing I liked about him, he is a north-south bowling ball. I mean, he likes to go north-south, and he was shredding some pretty good defenses. I mean, I like the pick. I'm not saying he's going to be great or even make the team. It
Well,
looks like
I
a
think
good
he's
pick.
going to. I know he's going to make the
Yeah,
team
he'll make
because
the
you don't have anybody.
Because we don't have any running backs.
You know, I mean, you've got Edwards Hilaire. I mean, he could very well get cut.
Yeah.
Edwards Hilaire.
Yeah.
And then you got the Williams, the guy that was in Detroit, who's
He's
done,
gone.
He's gone. Okay,
He's
so he's
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't expect Kamara to have all those carries at his
No,
age, so
I
he's
li-
going to make the team.
I like Devin Neal. Kansas, you know, it's not a great program, but they played some tough teams, and they look pretty good. I mean, north-south.
So what's the deal with Williams? I know this is old news, maybe, but he pretty much a bust here, right?
Complete bust.
Wasn't he like the scoring leader?
He had 16.
touchdown
That's
leader
absolutely correct.
in
Ted.
one season. Went to the next season. I don't know if he had any.
No,
with
he
the
had,
Saints.
He had, wait, hold on. He had that one.
He had one.
Against Atlanta,
Yeah.
where they fooled Atlanta into thinking they were taking a knee.
What was this again? What was it?
Well, Williams. I mean, what happened?
Oh, yeah,
Why
yeah.
did he go from so good to so bad?
I don't know.
Is it because of the offensive line?
Probably.
Or,
Yeah.
well, I could tell you one game I was watching, I thought to myself, man, I want to get in there.
Well, the Lions' offensive line is better than ours. Let's
Yeah,
face
but
it.
it's this guy went down like a
Yeah, he didn't
sack
pan
of
out.
potatoes.
So he's gone. He's history.
He didn't
gone.
pan out.
Bye-bye.
Now, the 7th-round pick, all right, after Devin Neal, was
Kind
a
of
guy that I thought it was a 248th
Yeah.
pick. I thought he was a steal.
I have to agree with you. I really do. I've watched him too, and guy's good.
Yeah.
Now is he a second, third round pick? No, but they got him in the 7th round.
Well, yes, and he's a serviceable tight
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that
big.
played in the Big Ten.
He's big.
Yeah. He's a.
No, I know.
And he can both catch and block. That's the thing. He's a dual threat tight end. I thought
I
that was
like
a
that
brilliant
pick.
Yeah. And then the last pick, of course, was one of my homeboys.
Yeah, that's one of your people.
I loved this pick.
Syracuse, you know you love him.
Yeah, because Diggs. I think they pronounce his first name Fagil. Yeah, Fagil.
First of all, he led the team in sacks. He
Yep.
had 7.5 sacks. That's not bad in college. And tackles for loss, 14.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's is the guy going to be great? No, I mean,
Listen, when you watch the Syracuse game this past year, okay, on defense, he stood out.
oh, you remember him?
Oh
okay,
yeah, he
okay.
absolutely stood out. When you watch a game, you watching the defense, but that's the best guy on the defense.
Yeah.
He's in the backfield constantly. He's got a really quick first step, and I just thought it was a brilliant pick there. I mean, at that spot. So, I think the experts gave the Saints a
D.
A D. Was
D.
it?
I saw D, and I'm like,
Well, it depends on what you
do
saw.
Not, usually I am the voice of negativity with them.
Yeah.
Well, I completely disagree with that.
I know, but there was different grades on that. The Saints had one grade as high as a B+, though.
Yeah.
They had one as high as I have him at a C. I had him at a C.
I got him as a B.
You did?
I mean, I like the middle rounds.
And Mr. Positive over here.
Yeah, I like the middle rounds.
Yeah.
I like Semper, and I like Stutzman, and I like Neal.
I do too. And I like Diggs.
And Diggs. Yeah.
Diggs.
No, for sure.
And then Semper. I like. Well, you said Semper.
Yeah, and Shug is he's a wild card. We don't know yet. Yeah. But he certainly could turn out to be good.
Well, he's got all the intangibles.
Just he can't break bones in the NFL.
Yeah, he's doing an intangible thing here. Okay, Ted, you got anything else on that draft chat?
Well, I was wondering about Dan Q here. You know, he moved from Long Island.
Well, actually, I came down here from Rochester.
Rochester, New York. And were you a Saints fan when you were in Rochester?
No, but I always kind of liked the Saints. My brother lived down here for a while. I always liked the Saints.
They had that connection.
Followed them and when I moved down here, it was Thunder and Lightning. Tony Galbraith and what's your boys now? God, Chuck Muncie.
Chuck Muncie.
Oh,
and Wes Chandler. And
Chuck Muncie, his nickname was Shut Up, Woman, Chuck Muncie. Shut up, woman.
So you turned to 100% Saints fan. Huh?
Yes.
You don't really.
I like the Bills.
You like the Bills? You have a little.
Shut up, woman.
Little fondness for the Bills still.
Shut up, woman.
Yeah, none for the Jets or Giants. We grew up being Jets fans, not Giant fans in Long Island, but
right.
We're going to take another quick break. We're going to take another quick break.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about the roster, and we're going to talk a little baseball when we come back.
Boy,
okay, so hang on. Sports Spectacular. All of the road, the podcast.
Annual show.
Tyler Shuck, quarterback. 5 things to know. First one, I can back a boat down a launch ramp with my eyes closed. That was my job as a kid. Second one, not that unknown, but first meal here was char grilled oysters. Fire. Number 3, I can throw the football left-handed pretty good, so I might try that in a game. Just kidding. Gonna try to practice probably first. Number 4, favorite movie, which correlates with my dog, is Interstellar. Named her after the main character, Murphy. So Murphy Dog. Number 5 correlates with her as well. She's actually not that good of a dog. Sometimes she will get into anything, will bite any stick, will try and eat it. But she's a good girl. She won't leave, but she will literally sleep on me for the whole night. She's a people person, but she's a little devil.
All right, we're back. It feels kind of good to be in the studio again. We haven't been in the studio in a long time.
It's been a while.
We did the St. Patrick's Day on the road. We did some road stuff.
A little cramped in here, huh?
Yep.
What's that? What? A little cramped in here, huh?
A little cramped.
It's to keep the sound.
Well, the size of the room is the same, Dan. The dimensions, wall to wall, are all the same. There's a few extra things in here taking up space, like a signed Saints helmet I see. I didn't know that was in here until recently.
Yeah, well, you see what happened was I moved my actual office into the studio to make room for our new guest cottage, which is now available if you want to get away from
thank you. And how much do you rent that out for?
It's absolutely, it's free.
It's complimentary.
What?
You just have to pass the back. You have to pass the background check.
I knew there was a catch. I knew there was a catch.
Come on, you even have to vet a guy like Dan Q. You've known him since 1985.
No, that's fine.
But
that's fine.
You still got to vet him. Make sure,
I don't.
Now, what about the football over there? So that's got numerous signatures.
That's
on
the
it.
Saints Super Bowl team.
That's a Saints Super Bowl.
Yes.
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that from? Josh Hill?
No, I got that a long time ago.
From your friend Josh Hill. Thanks, Josh, for being.
I don't think he's that good of a friend. Maybe.
No, he's not. I don't think he is either. I don't think he is.
Well, when we saw him at the Super Bowl breakfast,
no.
he was very nice. He's very polite. I think he was with his wife, and
very nice.
He did a little interview with Vic that we played.
He did.
An emphatic no.
I mean, he was. He's a scout now. He can't legally be on the show.
Now, one of the guys that we
what
picked
about
up,
baseball?
Real quick though, I want to talk a little bit about Moochie Dixon.
Moochie?
Did you hear about Moochie?
Yeah.
We got this guy that we signed. He's a rookie. He was undrafted. He's a wide receiver out of Wisconsin. His name is Moochie Dixon.
Yeah.
And I just love that name. It was my favorite name.
Well, you don't want to be too close to him. Be mooching off. He'll be
What's he
mooching
play?
off you.
What's he play?
He's a wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
He's a wide receiver. Some of the other guys.
Pass the Moochie.
Of course, Clapp came back.
Moochie takes it in for a score.
We picked up that wide receiver too. Peoples Jones.
Yeah, Peoples Jones.
What do you think about him?
Peoples.
Well, I mean, he's bounced around, so
He was a Michigan boy.
yeah. So
Whatever
I
happened to the
remember
old-
him.
What happened to the old names like Vic, Ted, Dan?
Well, now they
now it's
have-
Moochie and Peoples.
Yeah.
Peoples.
I guess you got to make it
I
interesting.
Any of the other ones you'd like that we picked up, Dan? Any of them come to mind?
No,
we got Brandon Cooks back.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. That's right. I forgot about
what
that.
happened to him?
I mean, listen.
Oh,
you
yeah,
take-
he's been
listen,
gone, right?
You take Shaheed
Vic's,
and Cooks.
Vic's ignoring me.
No, look, you take Shaheed and Cooks and put
Yeah.
them on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
guy Shuck can throw the ball deep.
And Olave,
Yeah.
if he if he can get his head straight or whatever it is. But no, Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has looked serviceable over the last couple of years.
He's always produced
Yeah.
everywhere
How long
he's
has he
gone.
been gone from the Saints?
Oh, got to be 10 years.
It's been a while.
Years.
But he's been successful everywhere he goes. He's been
Yeah, he looked
back.
pretty good with Dallas,
Welcome back.
actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I
All
forgot
right.
about that.
All right, I guess it's time to hit the music. Let's hit the baseball music.
Baseball music, ladies and gentlemen.
Baseball music. We're going to slide into a little baseball, of course, since I am like, I am in my glory right now when it comes to the Detroit Tigers. If you look around the studio, you can tell that I am a Detroit Tiger fan. And it's been a long time coming. I remember going about 7 years ago. I was in Anaheim. We took the family to Disney World, or Disneyland, because that's the real Disney.
Yeah.
And I think Harper was a year old, so Harper's going to be 13, so it was like 12 years ago. And I remember that we went, so the Tigers were in town playing the Angels. We went to an Angels game, and we were in the Uber lot afterward, waiting for our Uber back to the hotel. A bunch of Tiger fans there that made the trip from Detroit, and they were all going, yeah, man, we're going to suck for a long time. And we did.
Yeah, they sucked for a while.
But the big change was A.J. Hinch. You know, you have a good manager, you have a shot. And, of course, the Tigers made the playoffs last year, had a really good season. This year, they're just a scrappy little bunch.
Well,
you know?
you need players.
Yeah.
You know, you need a good manager to put it all together, but you need players in baseball. I mean, if you don't have the players, I mean, it's just.
But you know what? There's a certain way he goes about.
Yeah.
Way he goes
I
about
think
things.
I think he's a great manager.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, the Tigers haven't had a great manager since Sparky Anderson, and that was '84, and we won the whole thing.
Yeah.
We got the best pitcher in baseball. In
I
my
thought you were
opinion.
going to say Charlie Gehringer.
Do you think we have the best pitcher in baseball?
He's good. He's damn
Who do
good.
we speak of?
Scooble.
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 He is damn
Scooble.
good.
Say it. Scooble.
Best picture in
Scooble.
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 Stursky.
What's his first name? Tarek or something? Tarek. Yeah, Tarek Scooble
Oh, okay.
is his name. He won the Cy Young last year.
Oh, okay.
Won the Cy Young award.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, and of course Dan is and of course you should be excited, Teddy. He's a big
I am
Cubs
excited.
fan.
I'm excited. I mean, right. We sit here today with a Cubs have a game and a half lead in first place. It was up to like 3.
Well,
So, I know it's still early.
May.
It's May.
But you know what?
But okay, why can you be excited about the Detroit Tigers?
No, I'm actually excited about
and
the
then
Cubs.
I get
for you.
excited about the Cubs. Just settle down.
I'm
because
excited for you.
It's only May. It's only May.
I had a phone conversation
It's
with him the
like,
other night.
He wants to take it away from me. I know it's May.
He's first of all,
I know it's May.
he's an ignorant bastard. Is the first thing I want to say.
Ted or A.J. Hinch?
No,
He's
Ted.
talking about me.
Ted is an ignorant
I know who
bastard.
he's talking about. Because
I'm talking to him the other night on the phone.
Yeah,
now, I had just been to a Cubs game. I went to see the Cubs and the Dodgers play, I don't know, a month or so ago. I'm in Wrigley Field. And I just called him and I told him, I said, look, I think the Cubs got a really good team.
Yeah.
That they are definitely for real and they are a threat in that division. I think they're going to win that division. Okay? But it's just May. And so I'm telling him about some of the players, like the catcher they got, the catcher that's just killing it. They got this new catcher who's batting 350s. I forgot his name now.
Yeah, see, forgot his name.
Kelly.
Yeah,
His last
Kelly.
name's Kelly.
Yeah.
And I'm telling him about that, and he goes, I just follow the team. I don't know any of the players. You don't know. What's
wrong with that?
You don't know any of the players. Okay, so Ted.
I got a Cubs jersey. You know what player it's got on my back?
There's one.
Let me answer my question. I got a jersey, authentic Cubs jersey.
Banks?
No, what player's on the back? Guess again.
Banks.
No, guess again.
Billy Williams.
No, guess one more time.
Santo.
No, it's Semper.
Who is he? Never played for the freaking Cubs.
It's me. I don't follow the players. I follow the
No,
team.
they got this catcher, Kelly. So anyway.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Batting 313.
He's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
good.
330, and they still don't play him every day. They play that in Maya.
Yeah, they
sometimes,
switch
too.
him around.
But they've got your boy, what's his name? Kyle Tucker. You love him.
Oh, yeah.
They loved Kyle
I used to like
Tucker.
him more when he didn't wear batting gloves. Now he's wearing batting gloves.
What happened, Kyle?
Well, I think the big difference, though, is, well, that's on the field, but what about Craig Counsell? You know,
he's a good man.
He's the.
I think Craig Counsell is
he's been described as the AI coach. Because because you ever watch him at post game, Cubs win 10-0 the other day. What do you think about that, coach? You know, coach, what do you got to say? Yeah, we did real good. I mean, he's like, he's not excited. He's not down.
That sounds like the old Belichick.
Even Steven, man, all the way across. I kind of like that.
Of course, Dan's a Yankee fan. We're going to get to the Yankees, but I just got one thing for Ted. Okay, Ted, here you go. They're your team. Name me 4 players. Name me 4.
You got Kyle. You got Ian Happ.
Okay.
You got Ian Happ. You got Pete Crow Armstrong.
He's the man.
He's good. And you got that guy you just mentioned, the catcher.
Kelly
the catcher.
How pitiful is that?
Oh, wait. There's one.
Pitiful.
There's
got one pitcher?
Nico Horner at
Nico
second
Horner.
base.
Remember him? We had him 1 year.
Wait, is he second or short?
He plays second, yeah.
Okay, then short is... Who's shortstop? And third base is kind of...
Dabney.
Yeah. What's it?
Dabney Swanson.
Dabney's.
Yeah.
Is
it Dabney?
Weird name.
No,
I can
not
never remember his
Dabney.
name.
What is it, Dabney?
So who's the
Dansby?
third base?
Dansby. It's Dansby.
Yeah, Dansby. But it's a weird name. It's hard to remember. So who's third base? That's like kind of up in the air, isn't it? Like this.
Well, Horner played third sometimes.
Yeah, but now they're kind of like I don't know. But they're winning. Okay.
Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez. He's one of the Lopez brothers.
Nicky Lopez.
Yes.
Well, Ian Happ's on IL. I know that. They brought up some guy from Iowa.
But Armstrong has been the big story in Chicago. I mean, they got Suzuki.
Yeah.
Suzuki's a really good
Suzuki.
player. Yeah, and
in Imanaga.
Yeah, so they got a good team. They got a couple good pitchers. They got the
I know. I mean, it's May. It's early, but it's early for everybody.
But by far,
so it's a long season.
Let's look up. I want to look up Aaron Judge's current statistics.
Well, he's batting .410.
What Aaron Judge is doing right now in the major leagues is forget about Ohtani. Forget about him. Okay? I mean, really, forget about Ohtani. It's all Aaron Judge. I mean, what this guy is doing is absolutely impossible in a day and age when pitching is just off the chain. I mean, you're talking about pitchers throwing 97-mile-an-hour sinkers. When I was a boy and I played baseball, a sinker was an off-speed pitch. It wasn't a fastball. These pitchers spin everything. They have pinpoint, location. It is so hard to hit First of all, it's hard to hit a baseball anyway. I mean, that's why a lot of people can't play baseball because you've got to be able to hit a baseball. Some people can't even hit off the damn tee. I mean, what he is doing is incredible. Dan, what are his current stats? Homers, RBI, slugging, his ops is like crazy. Explain to the people what ops is.
It is the combination of on-base percentage and slugging percentage. Yeah. And if you have over 1,000,
that's phenomenal.
You're doing great. Yeah. If you have over 900, you're doing
that's phenomenal. You have over 800, that's very serviceable.
Right. Yeah. So Judge right now has a 1268 ops. This year,
and
1,200.
And to let you know what slugging is, so it's on base percentages.
So
how many
770.
times?
So 770 is what he's slugging now. That would be, I'm pretty sure, a record better than Babe Ruth.
Yeah, because 500 is exceptional.
Better than Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
770 slugger is unheard of.
And the slugging means, for those of you who don't know, those are extra base hits. Singles don't count. Yeah. They're doubles, triples, home runs.
I think it's total bases, I think. But all right. Yeah. Anyway, so he's batting .410. Mm-hmm. He leads the league in home runs, RBIs, that's 14 and 40. 14 homers, 40 RBIs.
It's in .410.
.410. He leads the league in on-base percentage at .497, slugging percentage, and, of course, ops. Just everything. He leads the league in everything. Total bases, of course. He's just an animal.
I mean, it's just phenomenal. And to hit 400 in the major leagues today, I mean, there's only been a handful of people that ever hit 400.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Pete Rose never did it.
Bill Terry
did it. I'm sure that Honus Wagner did it. I know Cobb did it multiple times. But we're talking about guys in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
The last one that did it was Ted Williams.
1941.
In 1941. I mean, that is, and the pitching, let's face it, the pitching wasn't then what it is now. Nothing.
You didn't have relief pitching.
Yeah. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. Now, here's my question to you, Dan, being a big Yanks fan. Are they going to really close the deal this year? Because last year, I mean, in this World Series, he didn't hit. He didn't hit in the World Series.
Correctamundo.
And, and that's been the big rap on him. He can hit and have a great season. Already in his short career, and it's not that short, but he's already a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Aaron Judge is a slam dunk Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
And he's just got to hit the postseason. So what are your feelings on that as a Yanks fan?
Well, you got to hit in the postseason. And that's where you make your bones in all sports. You look at the way Hall of Famers are chosen and everything, although he's a Hall of Famer now. But, you have got to make your bones in the postseason.
Exactly.
And obviously, guys like Brady, with his, whatever it is, 7 Super Bowls, whatever it is. Guys like that. And basketball, Bill Russell. You got to make your bones in the postseason.
Well, what's interesting, and then to say something like that, is that, ironically enough, there's like 7 Hall of Fame football players that didn't even have that Derek Carr had better stats than them.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner.
Oh.
Derek Carr has better lifetime statistics.
But he could win football games.
But he couldn't win football games, so he'll not make it the Hall of Fame.
His one-loss record is way under 500 for a career.
But a lot of it has to do with the game. The way the game is.
Teams,
a lot of it has to do with the game, where the game has changed, where you throw the ball 50 times as opposed to 25 times. So, but the Yankees, I think they got a great team.
No, they've got to. They've got to hit in the postseason, and hitting to me is always the problem with them. And that's the reason I liked the Dodgers last year in the World Series, because I said the Yanks won't hit, and I was correct.
I think the Dodgers are in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, they got some injury problems.
They got some injury problems. Their pitching's kind of skeptical.
Yeah. They look great on paper when the season started.
I know, but even when they get like Edman and Hernandez back, they still have some outs at the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah.
They do. It's just, I think that they're ripe for the picking. I do. So
well, you got your people, San Diego. They look pretty good.
Yeah, San Diego looks good. Arizona looks good.
Yeah, Arizona looks good.
Arizona looks really good. Of course, the Phillies are decent. So, we'll see what the heck happens. The Mets. Meet the Mets. Do you remember the Mets? Dan.
You want me to sing it?
I'll sing it with you. Ready?
Sing it.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
Step right up and greet
the Mets. Tell your kids, tell your wife, you're gonna have the time of your life.
I got a better version. You want to hear my version?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the one we used to sing. This is the one we used to sing. Beat the Mets, step right up and beat the Mets. Bring your kitties, bring your wife, cut them open with a butcher. No, you can't say stuff like that. That's what we used to sing, Ted.
Yeah.
That's New York. That's Long
New York,
Island.
right
Brutal.
there. Yeah.
Brutal.
It's like Here Comes the Bride, all dressed in pink. Open up the window and let out a stink. Those are those childhood jokes.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you told me.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Have y'all seen that Netflix special? It's really like a documentary about the Red Sox from 24.
No.
It's really good. You ought to watch it. I think you both,
1924?
No, last year, 24.
Oh, okay.
But
the Red Sox sucked last year. They were terrible.
I know, but they were projected to be better than it turned out.
They're decent this year.
Because, at the beginning of the year, they're decent this year. They're better. They are. They've, taken that next step.
They're very aggressive.
But it's called In the Clubhouse, a year with the Red Sox.
Really?
And it's just, there's a lot of baseball in it.
I'm probably going to have to pass on that.
But,
yeah, you're talking to him.
Why?
You're pissing him off.
Why?
He's a Yankee fan.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot about that in the show, though.
Ted
in
has
this documentary.
Ted has this uncanny ability to piss off all of our guests. He's really good at that.
It's a good show.
It's really good.
It's like a series. It's a series.
Are you sure he's not doing it on purpose?
It's a series. It kind of goes off into the personal lives of the players as they're going through this trial of trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Of course, we all know they didn't even make the playoffs, but it's just good. Whether you're a Yankee fan, Cubs fan, Detroit Tiger fan.
Well, we'll take that into consideration,
I mean,
Teddy.
Even Dan would like it.
I don't think he would.
Because of his love for the game. Maybe he doesn't love the game. Maybe he just loves the Yankees.
He does love the Yankees. All right, what do you think about the Knicks real quick? I mean, to me, I don't know what it is, but I'm just really jacked. I don't care about the NBA, although I did have Pelican tickets and it was a nightmare. But there's something about the Knicks maybe knocking off the Celtics that really turns me on. I don't have to tell you,
Yeah. I had a ticket at the casino with the Celtics on it, so I'm not happy right now. But
oh, really? Was it 3 games to 1, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, they're done. And without Tatum, I mean, they could pull off a win, maybe even 2. They're not going to beat the next 3 games in a row.
No.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good Knicks team. This is no fluke.
Oh, no.
That is a fantastic Knicks team.
I'd love to see the Knicks get to the finals.
Knicks in Indiana would be a fun little series.
Yeah, that would be.
Indiana's in.
Yeah.
Of course, you know that.
Yep.
And Knicks, Indiana, going back to the old Reggie Miller thing.
Who do you think is going to win the Oklahoma City-Denver series?
Well, Oklahoma City looks like the better team. That was the other part of my ticket was Denver. So
I just don't understand why they don't. But sometimes Denver plays a game and they just forget they got the best player in the NBA and they don't run the offense through them.
Well, they did last night. They tried to at the end, and like I saw an article today, which I think is true. It said Denver on ESPN said Denver kind of ran out of gas. I mean, they just Oklahoma City. They are hard to keep up with.
Jokic's just playing. He's playing like 42 minutes.
Yeah, and you got to run. Jokic. They started to run the game through him. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. You just run the game through him.
Yeah.
But, or Jamal Murray, who looked great at times, but I think they were exhausted.
Yeah.
They play half their games in that silly height.
Oh yeah,
5280 or whatever you want to call it.
Here's the entire 2025-26 New Orleans Saints schedule. Week 1, the Cardinals fly into the Big Easy for what is a very interesting matchup. Week 2, the Niners dig for gold, but ultimately find black and gold. In Week 3, the Ohio State boys reunite for a matchup against the Seahawks in Seattle. Week 4, the Saints head to Buffalo for a matchup against the reigning MVP Josh Allen and the Bills. Week 5, Malik Neighbors returns home when the Saints play the Giants. Week 6 is a home matchup against the team the Saints shut out 2 years ago in the New England Patriots. Week 7, the Saints head to the Windy City to look for revenge against Dennis Allen. Week 8 is the first division matchup against Baker and the boys in New Orleans. Week 9 is a matchup against a team that will always make you upset in the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi. Week 10 is another division matchup against the most overrated team in the last 3 years, the Carolina Panthers. Week 11, the boys get a break. Week 12 is a home game against that team in Atlanta. Week 13 is an away matchup against a very interesting Dolphins team. Week 14 is game 2 against Baker and the boys at Raymond James. Week 15 is a matchup against the overrated team from earlier. Week 16, the Saints field a matchup in the Dome against Justin Fields and the New York Jets. Week 17, the Saints head to Tennessee to take on another team with 0 primetime games in the Titans. And Week 18, they play against that team in Georgia.
Coach, I know you're coming off a Super Bowl victory, but you got a really tough schedule this year. You play at Seattle. That is a difficult place to play a game.
Yeah, of course, we have a lot of respect for the fans up there, and for that program, we look forward to the challenge.
Tough? The entire NFL is tough. So whether it be Seattle's 12th man, the best man, Superman, we are going to prepare ourselves like we do any other team. You know what else is tough? Listening to you talk. Next question.
Coach, you weren't here in 2019 with the no call, but I'm sure you're familiar with the way that the fans feel about the Rams, yeah?
We obviously have a ton of respect for the Rams, and we'll take that on and prepare like every other opponent.
Let me tell you something, Baldy. No, I wasn't here for the no call. Do I understand how the fans feel? I got a feeling. The guy was 10 yards, the ball was 10 yards away before they even tackled the guy. It was blatant. Speaking of no calls, you will not be called on to ask another question. How about that? Next.
Coach, let's take a question from one of our virtual media members, please.
Yep.
Hey, Coach. Jane Slater with the NFL Network. Will your familiarity with your old NFC East rival, the New York Giants, come into play here with the matchup?
We obviously have a ton of respect for the Giants, but, it's a different personnel group, different people, so we'll prepare just like we always do.
Let me tell you something, Jane. I don't know if you got the memo, but a whole new division. You want to talk Giants? That was a big, giant, stupid question.
Next.
Any concerns about any of the upgrades that we've seen this offseason in the division?
We obviously have a ton of respect for our NFC South division opponents. I look forward to experiencing those competitions.
Specifically, Coach, with respect to the Falcons?
Respect to the Falcons? Says who? Respect to the Falcons? Are you serious? Don't you ask another question about the Falcons. You understand me? Next.
Kellen, going up against the Patriots and the Jets, it looks like both of them are going through a bit of a rebuild. Does it give you guys any type of advantage facing teams in that situation?
Do it look like we got a crystal ball, bro? Asking for all these predictions. Let me guess, you want the Powerball next? You want the Powerball numbers? Next question. Stupid question. Next question.
Coach, if we could just quickly double back to the NFC South when it comes to the rivalry with...
I know he's about to talk about the Falcons again. You about to ask me about the Falcons again? Shut your mouth.
Rod, I saw your hand. Your hand up before. Do you have a follow-up question?
No, I'm good. Yes, you are.
Bobby?
Yeah, Coach, give me your assessment on the team's offseason moves, and do you think you did enough to fill the holes, especially with deep playoff teams like the Bills on the schedule?
We feel really good about where we're at.
Let me tell you something, Bobby Abel. I listen to your little radio show. I hear how you talk on there. We ain't having none of that this year. None of it. Put some respect on our name.
Unless there's any more, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Looking forward to the season.
But there are a few more teams on the schedule we didn't get a chance to get to.
And we ain't getting to them.
Come on, man. You said if there are a few more questions.
I don't care. The press conference is over. Y'all lucky we've been up here this long. Asking these ridiculous questions.
Come on, this Coin Trader Studios, we're bringing it live. And who am I? I go by the name of Darkest Night. And Jada Hoyos is the one who brings a sick beat, to which we're getting pumped for topics this week. So let me grab my Greg soda and take a sip, while I turn it over to Katie, Nick, Ted, and Vic. It's all over. We're all over the road. We got a brand new show, so just lo and behold, from the bayou to the city to the burbs to the swamps, you better know what time it is when you're hearing that.
This is Teddy, the little Teddy. Thanks for listening to my granddaddy's podcast.
All of the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.